You know me, I like my Silbury Hill and my Avebury, but if you had to ask me which would be my favourite place, it's here, Coomb Hill. You can see so much from here on a good clear day. I'm not saying this is, well, just say this is Newbury. There'd be the A4 and the M4, and in the olden days you used to pick up the Didcot power station chimneys, and that was in Oxfordshire. So you could see Wiltshire, which is just next to Hungerford. You see the chimneys at Didcot, so that's Oxfordshire. In front of you is Berkshire, and you turn around and there's Hampshire. It's an amazing viewpoint. Anyway, let's put the video on. So that's a view from this hill. Most amazing views. It's like when you go up in the car, it's like going up in an aeroplane. The views that you get from there. There is a hangman's noose up there on the top of the hill. I'm going to read a little bit about that in a minute. Here there's a plaque because in the Second World War they used to parachute off of here. So they say. Do we ever know if our history's right? But that is the most amazing view with the gibbet on the left hand side, and then this is what it looks like. It's amazing. I used to live in here, quite close to it, many moons ago now. I've been here for about 11 years, so about 12 years ago. This is where the hill fort. This is the hangman's noose. See for miles. So the A4 will go down here, the M4 goes down here, and you used to be able to see the chimneys somewhere over here. On a good day, on the right, just the right, is such a brilliant view. More views of, amazing, isn't it? Looks like the sun is moving so fast. But anyway, just brilliant views are from up there. I already said we're really high. When you go to Swindon, you go down another plateau. When you're up on that hill, everything looks quite a long way down. I was looking up a bit about hill forts, because there's one on top of Coomb Hill. So, let's go on a little bit. Don't forget, it's their history, not mine. So, 750 BC to 43 AD. 43 AD. Hill forts were generally indefensible positions, but had a variety of uses, from settlements to food stores, refuges to meeting places, and perhaps religious centres. Not necessarily exciting to the layman, it is the sheer scale of these monuments that make them so impressive. The massive community effort that has gone into constructing them. They help historians and archaeologists to piece together an invaluable insight into the life and times of forebears. Hilltops vary in size and shape, but in dividing part of the landscape, some are merely fields where livestock were kept, some were cover vast acres with undulating borders shaping the high ramparts and deep trenches. The two most common type of hill forts are the contour fort, which has banks and ditch dug along the contour line surrounding high ground. I'm going to talk a bit more about those in a minute. And and the promontory fort, where the fort is positioned on a spur of land that has its own natural defences. There are other types as well, including these flat on land where it is thought stock were kept. So there you go, I suppose interesting. It carries on. Stop and read it wherever you want. Stop the video and read. Bit strange that they don't mention the one at Coomb, which is obviously a much bigger fort. And I was reading this because it was talking about hill forts. Membry Camp below. So lots of forts around, but they don't mention Coomb Hill. So they mention that one, which is the other side of Newbury. But at least they mentioned it and a little bit of information about it. But not to mention Coomb Hill at all. I don't get it myself. Anyway, there's a bit more information about those ones. Anyway, it was just interesting to read. Anyway, back on Coomb Hill with its amazing views. This place is up on top of that hill as well, which we're going to look at just a little bit more in a minute. Oh, I think I've got a bit to read actually. I've got a bit to read of this. People paraglide off of here as well. Many days you see them out paragliding. Quite a few sometimes in a go. Sometimes there's loads of them up there paragliding off. 20, 30 of them. It can be quite busy up there, I suppose, when the conditions are good. Hill is the biggest chalk hill in England. Chalk is crushed shell. Crushed shell. Don't you think that's amazing? And don't forget, we're already on top of hills, and then this one sticks out, and then when you go to Swindon you go down a plateau. Anyway, it says a little bit about it here. Basically, it was erected in 1676 for the purpose of guillotining the bodies of Brougham and Dorothy Newman, and has only been used for them. The gibbet was placed in such a prominent location as a warning to deter others from committing crimes. Let's read it on a little bit. It says, Brougham and Newman were having an affair and were hanged for murdering Brougham's wife Martha and their son Robert after they discovered them together on the Downs. Unfortunately for the lovers, the murder was witnessed by the Mad Thomas, who managed to convey that he had seen what he'd seen to the authorities. A replica gibbet marks the site. The original was destroyed many years ago, and subsequent replicas have been replaced several times. Well, that's a bit of history. These are just spectacular when you look out. On a good day, it is beautiful. But I just really like it. It's just beautiful. I think it's a feeling of you're so small when you look out there. Everything looks so big and so beyond you and on and on. I think that's what it is. Brings peace for me. Again, the biggest chalk hill in England. And it's really tall in England because we're on one plateau with that hill, and then we go down the road 10-15 miles, and then we hit Swindon, and then we go down another plateau. Anyway, so no wonder it never really snows up here, because we're actually quite high, but nobody's really explained to us that we're living on top of the hills from sort of Dover across. But we're on a plateau up here, and Swindon's on a plateau down there. Actually, it's not quite Swindon itself, it's just past Swindon. As you're driving past Swindon, you go down the Blunsdon Hill. It's really good for watching stars at night. You get a very good view of the stars from up there. The stars are amazing up there. And not just that, the planes line up there to go to Heathrow. Planes line up from here to go to Heathrow. Anyway, it tells you at 297 metres. The hill is starting part of both the Test Way and the Wayfarers Walk. So it just explains a little bit, but not very much. But anyway, you can stop and look at this as best as possible as I'm going along. But anyway, that's Wikipedia. And I thought I'd find a few pictures, but we didn't. It says, oh, Mulberry Hill is a summit of the North Wessex Downs in ceremonial country of Berkshire, England, at 297 metres above sea level. It is the highest natural point in south east England. Woodbury Hill is the starting point for both Testway and the Mayfarers Walks footpaths. Anyway, let's carry on. I'm facing north, and this isn't quite west. That would be west. That's Newbury over there. And there is the top. So the gibbet is up here, and then there's a car parks here. When I was filming along here, but this is the fort. Here it is, and it's quite hard to explain that this is still going up, the road is there, and then this is going down, so it's quite steep. But I just love it there because it can be really windy and you're in the car and it's really quiet. You can go in the wind and the wind takes you, almost you fly for a few seconds. It's so fierce up there. You've got this settlement. You can watch the stars. You can watch people paraglide. There's memory up there for supposedly paratroopers jumping off the cliff with open parachutes. And there's a little bit of information there. And obviously linking it with forts as the pictures are coming. So they're telling us it's a hill fort. That's what this place is, a hill fort. Not a star fort, a hill fort. Get my forts right. When we go back, I'm going to find a picture in a minute, but yeah. That's quite amazing, isn't it? Woodbury Castle now, with this beautiful view. Look at this. Right, I want to stop it there. Now, I just press this, right, and it says, whatever, 4,100 hill forts in Britain, but look, it's got the ring in it. Now, I'm wondering whether this is the kind of thing that Avebury is built on, because the ditches are already there. Now, I've just got a feeling that these are, they're arkings of some kind. It's like it's been stamped into the ground. I mean, I'm not sure whether people made these or not. I mean, look at the view of this one. Looks like it's on the top of a definite hill. But anyway, my point is that that's what Avebury Stone Circle is on. It's one of these with a ditch. And these things are everywhere. Bigger ones, smaller ones. Anyway, let's move on. It was just a hunch of mine. Maybe they're energy forces, see? When an arcing goes in, it's got to come out. One goes to the positive, where you'll see lots of trees growing. And then when it comes out at the negative, You'll get iron ores. They're mining, you know, quarrying for the stuff. Yeah, I think I've said everything, and it's amazing that there's a hill fort up there and how old it is. Then I saw those things in the photographs, so I zoomed in. I don't know what they are. I've never seen them before. Look at them, they're quite big. Whatever they are. And there's Walbury Hill Fort. There they are here, look. Whatever they are, I've actually not seen them before, but they're quite big. Also, one other thing, the women's glider team is on the other side of the hill. Something else that the hill does, it supports the women's glider team. You know, for the Olympics and all that. Anyways, a little bit of information there I found, but the views are just amazing. Anyway, also on the hill, or you know, on the hill somewhere, not this side of the hill, the other side of the hill is that. There's Coomb Hill. Now I think it explains that this is for memory war to give soldiers, but wow, why not put it in the town then? Well, it's on there somewhere on that map, but I'm not sure where it is. It used to be part of the Chequers estate. Just amazing views, because it's quite flat up here. Even though we're up here on the top of the hills, it's quite flat. And then there's those soldiers. Beautiful, isn't it? Boer War Memorial. If information you want to read it, you can stop the computer and look at it. Anyway, I just thought that was very interesting for my hill. That is great for staring at the stars. The planes line up for Heathrow. They used to parachute off of it with open parachutes. They paraglide off of it. It's a hill fort, which I heard that it mixes up with the Ridgeway walks. This is how they used to walk around because there's so many trees down there at that time. And then, yeah, it hung those people supposedly. Anyway, thanks for watching. Amazing hill, Coomb Hill.